So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was
Braucht Ordnung
after.
dann auf Dingenbums, ne?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka last.
What makes you say that?
So dumm!
Because of the numbering of the justice.
Das ist so dumm! Das habe ich erst im allerersten Fall einmal gebraucht, danach nie wieder. Das ist so dumm!
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Das habe ich einmal im allerersten Fall gebraucht, danach nie wieder. Das ist so ein Scheiße.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. Ist klar. Hangman's Game. Jawohl! Wristwatch, ne? Es weg mit euch! A, wo ist A? Wo ist A? Nein, habe ich nicht! Ja und? 8 Minuten sind schnell um! Ich meine, in Danganronpa 3 hatte ich nur 3 Minuten.
I got it! Taka's wristwatch! See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Oh my god!
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Wow! Huh? What was that? It came from downstairs. This must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Genau.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
I don't know.
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in a short amount of time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Hangman's Gambit?
What? How? If the dead body were to move itself.
Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Oh mein Gott, hat mal was zu sagen.
That it isn't possible.
The idea Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Ja, ich meine, wir haben das Taschentuch gefunden. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Ah, okay. What does das have to do with das Head? Oder, ja, ich weiß, was ich holen muss. Warum gibt es mir überhaupt die Wristwatch, wenn ich doch wenn ich nichts damit zu tun hat? Ich muss someone else's dead body.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body that Hifumi's dead, and that is...
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Sure, but discovery was only made once. Nein, wir hatten doch noch eine zweite Discovery dann. So ist nett. Ich meine, wir haben es gehört, oder nicht?
And you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with
Wir haben es gehört, doch ich war dabei.
Had been found.
Nein, ich meine, wir haben das kurz bevor, als beide gleichzeitig gefunden wurden, wurde nochmal eine
Was the body
gespielt.
discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
Das wissen wir doch alle schon. Wir wollten wissen, ob du für 2 Tote eine gemacht hast oder ob du es vergessen hast. Wir wollen nicht wissen, wann eine gespielt.
That didn't answer our question, man. We were asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Natürlich, Byakuya, für dich.
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. The first time we played was when we found each body in the nurse office in the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered. Nein, natürlich, wenn Toko da bewusstlos lag, ist nicht tot gewesen.
When we rediscovered the two bodies.
Ich meine, nachdem Hifumis Körper zum Leben erwacht wurde, im Prinzip wäre es auch richtig gewesen. Da stand da, nachdem Hifumi wieder zum Leben zurückgekehrt ist. Erwacht ist. Rein theoretisch wäre es auch richtig. Weil wir haben die für Hifumi ja danach gehört, nachdem er eben oben gestorben ist. Nachdem er wieder zum Leben erwacht wurde. Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Ich will nicht sagen, aber sagen, was siehst du aus seiner Hand?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know!
Ja.
He was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Alles klar,
That
Toko.
is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that Josie Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Gläser? Ja, Hifumi glasses. I knew it!
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Genau.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Alles klar.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
Nicht die Gläser? Das ist total, please stop wasting my time. Ja, Entschuldigung. I just try my hardest.
Well, here's one. The first time we found him, and then his body
And the next time it was in...
But when you compare his body other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Ja, ich hätte vielleicht ausreden sollen. Meine Fresse, wer kann denn das ahnen?
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Wenn sie vorne Trash Can in Nurse's Office was. Wo haben wir es denn? Da, den Cleaning Cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
Ich meine, Weeps machen das. Weep Trash, wie wir beide.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
Bitch, did you not listen? Your life is on the line.
What I'm saying is, the blood
It's
on his
also-
glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Enlighten us. Oh, dear. I go wherever I want to go.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was... Sakura. Taka himself.
It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Tap, tap, tap.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead. And when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Yeah.
There's more?
Wait, there's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Hat ihm was abgenommen? Ich weiß nicht, was sie ihm abgenommen hat. Oh ja. Den Hifumi stuff from Taka, could it be? Aha, multiple choice. Da. Say about Hifumi stole from Taka. There's no point in anything with Taka head on him. Try and think about it one more time. Oh. Das hier?
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Ja, nie in seiner Unterbuchse.
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Ja!
Yes. his pants.
Yes, his pants. Sakura, hast du irgendein Geheimnis, das du uns noch nicht verraten hast?
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Yes, his pants. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
And that person could only have... Das habe ich irgendwie nicht aufgepasst. Und ich kann nicht auf F1 drücken. Große Klasse. Mit wem hat sich Taka getroffen? Oder Hifumi? Oder wen auch immer. Ich sage jetzt Taka. Gut.
That's right. Taka.
Also glaubst du es?
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Ja.
Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but
Ja.
Hifumi had that letter, right?
Because why not? Ich wollte schon wieder Hifumi, I had that letter lesen. Hifumi, I had that letter.
Whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Huffy.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Jessica Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me. TikTok und Huffy. Sushi. Ah, oh God! But I didn't want it free!
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Doch, Wristwatch.
No.
Jesus Christ, warum haben die mir plötzlich 3 in die Fresse geschmissen? Ich komme mit 3 nicht zurecht! Ich komme mit 3 nicht zurecht!
Is a connection.
Ich weiß.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said
Warum
to
warst du
meet at
plötzlich so
6
schnell?
a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
Toko, also Jessica Jack klang gerade, wie als ob man sie vorgespult hätte, ein bisschen.
You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Können wir endlich weitermachen?
Well, when you put it like that...
Können wir jetzt endlich mit dem Finger auf jemanden zeigen und sagen, du hast es getan?
No further objections!
Warum hast du denn überhaupt einen Einspruch eingerufen?
And someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
Das ist deine einzige Sorge, Hiro.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Dieser Kommentar war nicht angebracht.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole it out from Taka. Jetzt brauche ich die Scrap of Paper. Oder?
I got
Ja.
it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from
Ist
is...
er noch nicht auf die Idee gekommen, das zusammenzusetzen? Warum?
I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Kyoko.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Ja.
Yup. They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note.
Kyoko ist der von Karma der Danganronpa-Welt. Sie würde auch Beweise fälschen, um ihren Verdacht. Um der Wahrheit näher zu kommen. Sie ist von Karma.
There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Ja.
That means Hifumi knew the note was
Jemand damit
important.
denkt.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
Das kannst du nicht sagen, du hast die Hälfte nicht aufgepasst.
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Junge.
Sorry, no.
He dead.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body.
Genau.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway,
Lol.
when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Was?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
Oh mein Gott, er hat was Kluges gesagt.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Makoto macht so, um nachzudenken, Sandra. Aber macht man normalerweise nicht so. Der haut seinen Daumen da nach vorne. Ist doch total unbequem.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Warum ist ein Leerzeichen jedes Mal zwischen den I's? Auch beim H. The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. Make your arguments. Spotless Hammer. Jetzt habe ich wieder nur eins, Sandra!